Hi, welcome back everybody. We're going to be doing our Donkey Kong Country playthrough this time around. I'm here with Dylan and Brendan as usual. And, yeah, it's a good game.
Hi.
Enough said.
I'm the one at the editing this time again.
Yes, you'll have the pleasure of doing that.
That will change pretty soon, because Jacob is learning how to edit.
It already has changed.
Very much so.
Jacob went ahead and recorded the sequel to this game already. Meanwhile, I still haven't recorded my second game.
He felt up to it, so it's all good.
Right, yeah, I got it a few days ago, so I figured why not put it to use.
Right, exactly.
So,
this level is great.
So, Donkey Kong Country, I played this when I was a kid a little bit, but I was horrible at it, so I didn't play it much. And it's honestly, nothing has changed.
Honestly, my only full playthrough of this game is when I played with Jacob co-op. Which we did it in the worst way possible too, with net play, which was
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't ideal.
Yeah, it could have been better.
If you definitely get the chance to play it in a co-op, side by side. But if you really want to play this game, by all means, you can use an older version of ZSNES and do net play with Hamachi. So.
So I just realized we're not even talking about the game.
Oh yeah, the game. All right.
Yeah,
hate those. I really hate those armadillo enemies.
Oh yeah.
They're super annoying. If you're Diddy and you jump on them, you get stunned, and they have knockback, so you can fall into a pit.
Alright, I just want to get this out of the way right now. The enemy placement in this game can be pretty bad at times.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't played this game all that much. I find it super annoying. Like, you're just running along, and suddenly a Kremling just lands on my face, and
as we watch Jacob.
It's worse than the Game Boy Advance version with screen crunch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a Game Boy Color version of this game. How is that one? You said
I don't see. Here's the thing, because I know there's Game Boy. It's Donkey Kong Land for Game Boy, but I believe some of the levels and enemies are different in that version.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Game Boy Color version of this game. Like, this game was actually.
Right. I don't know if it's. Well, I just don't know if it's a 1-to-1 port though.
I think it has the same level design. It just the game is a lot uglier.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I've never played it. I've never played it.
Regardless of what system you played on, it is a cause of concern for this game. Just having an enemy fall on you or speed right up to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have much experience with the original Donkey Kong Country games. I played a lot of Returns and Tropical Freeze, but like the Super Nintendo games, not much.
I just always found these games difficult. I'm not really that great at 2D platforming in general. This is definitely one of the ones where I tried so hard to get into the series and I just couldn't.
Yeah, because once you get into these games, because I guess I should give my backstory on this series. I grew up with all 3 games on Super Nintendo, so I had the pleasure of playing each of these games individually, just really getting to know the gameplay mechanics and characters. So what's great about the series, at least for the Super Nintendo versions, is once you get really good with one version, a lot of that carries over to the other games.
Oh yeah. Especially if you play with Diddy a lot. The thing that sucks about Diddy in this game though is the heavier enemies, you can't pounce on them. You'll just fall off.
Yeah, we'll get to certain levels where I have an unfortunate death because of that. So.
Yeah. Doesn't Diddy jump a little bit higher though?
I think he's a little quicker than Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, he has a smaller hitbox, so.
I was gonna say, I think
but like Dylan was saying, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, just like Dylan was saying, Donkey Kong can kill. There's certain enemies only Donkey Kong can kill.
Yeah,
also, this is the first time you hear this song.
I know.
It's
one of my favorite songs in the game. It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm not the biggest fan of Donkey Kong Country, but I'll admit the music is absolutely phenomenal, especially the second game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
David
I'm
Wise.
So excited for the second game.
David Wise, the composer, who did 1 and 2, and then part of 3.
I think he only did a portion of 1 also, but he did all of 2, and oh my god, DKC2's soundtrack is absolutely amazing and is mind-blowing. It's on the Super Nintendo.
Right.
My Name Melancholy is incredible. I love that song to death.
Oh yeah, that's.
And you start to really appreciate it when you hear the Game Boy version or the Game Boy Advance version.
Oh yeah, the instruments are.
The renditions they did in those systems, just to really appreciate how he was able to push the Super Nintendo to its absolute limits.
Exactly.
Also, Engard and Rambi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Engard
First
makes
in this game.
Engard makes the water stages like way easier.
Oh yeah.
I
Like,
actually think these stages are kind of fun if you have Ungard, but unless if you don't, I don't like them because it's so slow and
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you don't have them, like, these stages become like double the difficulty.
Yeah.
They were supposed
Like-
to be.
like that jabbing thing Jacob is doing. You can do that by pressing a button, but if you just run into an enemy that's not an urchin, they'll just die automatically. It makes it so
And
much
obviously,
easier.
some of the enemies you can kill and some you can't, like you just saw.
Yeah. Why is Funky Kong pink?
I don't know.
No.
Did he dye his fur pink or purple?
I've never noticed that. Yeah.
Hey,
why-
you donkey
Yeah.
dude! Look at my purple haircut.
Yeah. Just like a Link to the Past with Link's purple hair.
What was up with that? I never got that. Like,
I-
they could definitely have blonde hair in Link in that game, but no.
Mm.
So,
Anyway,
design choice.
I haven't been paying close enough attention to the gameplay, but I've noticed you've been going after a lot of the secrets. Are you going for 100%?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. No.
I was gonna say, I can confirm that he did not.
Okay, it doesn't... I mean, I don't really care because, like, oh, the number goes up.
Yeah,
Whoa.
in DKC 1, I'd say it's probably the least replayable game, just simply because there really isn't any incentive apart from the complete, percentage. There's really no incentive to go back to it,
Right.
to the bonus rooms.
Yeah, like, the sequel adds, like, extra levels, and that's really cool, but this, like, no, you don't get anything.
I think you just get
And
some
plus-
extra text from Cranky. I think that's the only thing you get.
I think so, but I don't care enough.
I don't remember. I don't think I've ever 100% of this game. And plus, like, the bonus rooms in this game, like, some of them are just downright, like, impossible to find.
Yeah, I have no interest in 100% in this game if I ever do beat it, and that's saying a lot because I've 100%ed a lot of games that a lot of people really don't like 100%ing, like Mario Sunshine.
I was about to say, I was like, I 100%
Yeah.
DK64 and I don't want to do this game.
Yeah, I've 100% of Mario Sunshine like 13 times now, but I will never 100% this game just because I just don't think looking for the secrets is fun enough.
Right.
Right.
Also, Candy Kong. What? DKC 1 and DK64, right? Really
Yeah.
the only two games that she makes an appearance in.
She has trophies in the Smash games.
I was gonna say, if you count the
I
side
didn't count
series
that.
games, it's about like the only other time.
I think she's in
Right.
King of
Even
Swing.
then, I don't think she's there.
Yeah, she's not a common character.
No, I've never played it.
I got that game for free and it's alright. It gets tiring quickly, but it's alright.
No. I was gonna say, I've played Jungle Climber on DS, and it's alright.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I would imagine that the prequel to... the sequel to King of Swing would be that.
Right.
Well, you skipped, what's his name? I think it's Ribbit?
Yeah, I don't know the name. I don't like the frog in this game, because it just makes the controls... They're not as tight with the frog.
But you
And
didn't get the
you literally-
bananas.
No.
You could have gotten way more
11
bananas.
lives. Hey.
Ironically enough, though, I think the frog literally acts like the frog suit from Mario 3. I think that's what it is.
Well,
Not exactly.
no,
There's no
well,
Not
water.
exactly.
on land, yeah.
Oh, okay,
No.
so it's the frog suit without the good part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'd much rather have, like, Rambi or any other land animal.
I was gonna say Rambi's probably my favorite.
Yeah, Rambi's, like, the best.
The-
Also, the first minecart level in the game.
Yeah, these become a staple of the series. I think they get much better. They get much better in Returns and Tropical Freeze. All the stuff that happens in them.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, like, I think they do two different things with the minecarts here. There's one where you jump with the minecart, and there's another level where you jump, like, out of the minecart onto other ones.
Isn't there one in DKC2 where you're racing someone?
Yeah, yep. It's not on a minecart either. It's like this weird, like, attraction theme park, like, little coaster you're riding.
It's honestly kind of
impressive.
impressive. It's honestly kind of impressive how much it can expand this really simplistic idea. Because, like, they find all these
Yeah,
different
just-
ways
yeah.
to make it interesting.
Exactly.
Also, this music is good.
It is very good.
Very good.
Also, I'd like to know who built this railroad. How oblivious to designers.
Okay,
Some of
well,
these tracks.
you can ask similar questions about a lot of platforming
Yeah,
levels. Like, as we went into our Sonic playthrough, how come the highways in the Sonic universe have corkscrews? Like, there's just... That question just brings up so many things in different video games. Like,
I was gonna say, do all the citizens just look at these corkscrews and loops and go, yeah, I can make it around that. Yeah,
just like tons of cars tumbling down, landing on pedestrians. Anyway, let's get back to Donkey Kong, because
Oh yeah, Donkey Kong.
Sonic is over. We're not at Sonic 2 yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. We'll get there eventually.
And some of these can get real challenging. Like you're looking at the placement of just the carts and then the enemies flying by.
We
This
were
hard
talking
area.
about earlier how like this sipple mechanic kind of evolved into something more in the later games. I would like to say that for DK64, but adding 3D depth to the role, like the minecarts, like even I'll admit I love that game, but like it doesn't do it any favors.
Honestly, the minecart sections in DK64 really reminds me of the trolley from Spyro 2.
Yeah.
Because you're on this rail collecting things.
I was
And
gonna say that's actually a pretty accurate description because of the fact that like the amount of times you'll end up failing at those, sometimes you'll feel like you're listening to him saying
Trouble with the trolley,
with the trolley, eh? Trouble. with the trolley.
speaking of Spyro, it's coming on Switch tomorrow. Whoa! I'm so excited.
Amy just dated the video.
I don't care. Yeah, if you haven't watched if you haven't watched my review channel, I really like Spyro, so I'm probably gonna bring that up a lot on every single one of these videos.
I was gonna say, when are you gonna do
So the-
Spyro?
A little bit. Spyro 1, I can 100% that easily in like 3 hours. But that's still a little too long for, this early on, because I want to focus on really short games for now.
So I was going to mention, that was a bonus room that we're just kind of talking about, referencing. That's what gets you to a higher completion bonus. And that's all you're really trying to find for the secrets.
Yeah.
So like we were saying, it's really not worth it. It's for like 1-ups and I guess like a bonus round.
Yeah. Again, the sequel, DKC2, it's one of those games that is like an absolutely phenomenal sequel that fixes pretty much every problem. And this is coming from someone who doesn't really have much experience with that game, but I can tell that, yeah, it's a really great sequel.
Right.
Yeah.
DKC 1, I like it more of just a single playthrough. There's no way I'm gonna complete the game, but DKC 2 and DKC 3, you should definitely at least go back and try to get to Lost World.
Right.
This actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Crash Bandicoot, how I like the tone of the first game more, but like the sequel does everything else so much better. And Donkey Kong
Right.
Country is kind of the same, because like you're going through this island and you can tell you're making progress through the levels themselves. Crash 1 does that too, but like that's like the only thing I have like this game has over the sequel.
Right. And I guess we should probably discuss theming too, because DK Country kind of focuses more on like natural settings. So like as we're seeing here, like caves, the forest. You'll eventually get to like a steel mill. Whereas DKC 2 and 3, they focus more on like the pirate theme, and C3 is more of like
Canada.
so would you? Yeah, I get Canada.
Yeah.
I guess I guess so.
Actually, that's kind of interesting because we just did Sonic 1 and that game does like a very similar thing, how the first half is more organic and then it becomes more industrial the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all intentional here on DB&J.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Going with the flow.
Exactly.
Also, now these can be tough too. So obviously, if you haven't noticed, the green, these, what do you call it? I guess Kremlings. I guess I don't know what they are.
I have no
They are active, whereas a red light causes them to stop. So obviously, you want to keep the red light red and turn the green light
I
red.
almost want to call
Kinda-
it Criminators. They kind of look like,
Terminator.
yeah. They
Kinda
look like
like, zombie
Terminators. I
forms.
mean, look at them.
Come on, Retro, get on that. There's
They
your
act like
Returns
robots.
3.
Every time you hit the stop button, it stops. Every
There's
time
your
you hit
Returns
the-
3 idea. But what kind of medical condition would they have to have in order to fall asleep whenever they're in a red light?
I have no idea.
Or, like they're in traffic and they see the green light and it turns red. They like
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
it turns red, they stop, and then green, they like immediately
Right.
floor it.
Right. But I think this is the end of the first part. Yeah, it is.
yes, it is.
Dylan is
Awesome.
psychic.
Alrighty.
Also, he
Or you
edited
can just
this.
check the end time.
I was gonna say, it's almost like I edited this or something.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you guys were saying, it's the end of the first part. We'll be back for the second part. Until then, see you guys later.
See you later.
Bye.